Good evening and welcome back to Live from N5 as the Premier League champions Arsenal take on Como 1907. Jez, I don't know about you, but I do not get tired of calling Arsenal the Premier League champions.
No, we better get used to it because all season we're going to be the champion, and hopefully we'll keep our trophy. But it's all, last friendly game tonight, so let's all have a good one.
Straight away, Gunnosaurus is here as well. Good to see you. Are you happy? Absolutely. What an introduction already, Gunnosaurus. Tonight's game, you mentioned it there, the final pre-season friendly. Is it going to be a bit more about the tactical side of things now with the game ahead at the weekend?
Well, you should think so because you're getting very, very close now. It's the last friendly one. If we can call it friendly, I never believe in friendly game. I think every competitor wants to win games. So, but it's all about rotation as well, minutes, and we'll see. We'll talk about the lineup later on. But you want to win. You've come out of 2 defeats, and I think. People start talking, so you just want to have a good performance, get minutes, but you want to win as well.
Mikel Arteta said it in his post-match after the game against Dortmund that players shouldn't like losing. It should hurt. Course. Losing should hurt.
100%.
And that message will be to the players this evening, won't it?
Yeah, listen, we saw Mikel after the Dortmund game. He was not happy. He obviously wasn't happy. Not particularly just about the result as well. I think in terms of performance, he expected more. He wanted more intensity, and hopefully we'll have that tonight. But yeah, you would not, you can't be happy to lose. And even if it's a friendly game, a pre-season game, you want to win everything you play. This is a habit. You've got to want to win everything, want to win every single game, and tonight's no different.
And there's an opportunity for some players, one, to get some minutes, but also stake a claim for a spot in the starting lineup for the Community Shield.
Yeah, of course, that's the beauty of, when you come out of a World Cup, you've got a lot of players are not reporting at the same time, and you've got different schedule for different players. So it's for some players who've been there from the beginning of the pre-season and had probably more minutes than some of the other boys. It's opportunity after opportunity to just show the boss what you can do. That's all it's about,
Before we came on air, I was just watching the goalkeepers warm up. We've got a strong goalkeeper union, haven't we?
We have, yeah. There's four on the pitch tonight. So, yeah, it's all competition all the time. You've got to be at the top every single day in training. You've got to be consistent. You've got to keep putting the work in. And when you get that chance in the starting 11, you do everything you can to keep it.
Well, only one of the goalkeepers of the 4 that are out there can start tonight's game. Let's take a look at Mikel Arteta's starting lineup to take on Como 1907. Okay, we've got Kepa, Julien, Salmon, Gabriel, Hincapié, Luis Skelly, Eza, Nwaneri, Dauman, Jesus and Martinelli. Jez, what are your first initial thoughts of the lineup this evening?
Well, a bit of surprise, few surprises, obviously seeing the 2 youngsters at the back with Julien and Salmon. Obviously it's a big opportunity, as we mentioned earlier on, for them guys, and they've worked hard all pre-season, and tonight they've got their first start. So yeah, massive. Nice to see Eza back in the team. Get some minutes for Martinelli as well. Start. Nice to see Max Daman and Nwaneri playing as well. But it's you've got a bit of both. You've got experience. You've got players that need minutes, and you've got a couple of youngsters as well in there.
Yeah, Nwaneri got that goal at the weekend as well, so he'll be buzzing to get that start this evening and just again remind Mikel Arteta of what he can do.
Yeah, it's been a massive pre-season for him, coming back off a loan spell that didn't quite go as he planned. He's back in, he's had a full pre-season, he's took opportunity of players being on international duty and not being back in time for him to get game time, playing games, scored a few goals in pre-season, and he's starting again tonight. Let's hope that he has a good game again to potentially start on Sunday.
Yeah, it's great to see the World Cup lads back as well. I loved it on social media, seeing Declan Rice and Saka meeting their teammates once again. And Eza gets that start tonight, and you would presume with the way things have gone in pre-season, he'll probably get about 30 minutes.
Well, we'll see. He could get 45, he could get a bit longer, who knows. I think them boys these days, when they go away, they're not completely relaxing, they carry on training. I've seen a lot of social media posts where they've got their fitness guy, their nutritionist, they've got all the guys with them, keeping them fit and ready to be back in pre-season without really having to have a pre-season, if you know what I mean. It's like you're back in, you still train during holidays, so you come back and, after 3 days he's back, he's already starting, so it's good to see.
Well, one man who is fit and ready to come and talk to us, I've been told he pretty much lives at the Emirates. Adrian Clark, in you come. Come and stand in between us. Welcome back to the Emirates. How are you doing?
Yeah, really good, really good. Looking forward to it.
We've just been talking about the Arsenal lineup for this evening. What are your thoughts on it?
On tonight's lineup, I think it's nice for the supporters that they're going to get to see two strong teams, and it's a nice little mix. Going to get to see everyone but Saka and Rice, really. So I think lots of people get minutes. I'm particularly looking forward, of course, to seeing Bruno Guimaraes, seeing how he fits in. But yeah, no, I think it's a nice lineup. It's a great evening for it. I'm just waiting for this eclipse. I thought I might have to come on with my glasses, but at the moment it's not that dark, is it?
Yeah, there are a few Arsenal fans in the crowd that we can see that are wearing the glasses. Do you think Mikel Arteta has obviously got one eye on the game at the weekend, and do you expect a lot of those that are on the bench this evening to probably start that game?
Yeah, look, I think it's about, we're gradually seeing the key players get more minutes, aren't we? Started off with half an hour, 45, we saw 75 at the weekend. So yeah, no, I think it's important that he shares it around, because really you need them to be ready to go, in a couple of weeks' time, don't we? It's not really about the Community Shield. A lot of the England players, the Spanish players, I don't think they're going to start the Community Shield, if I'm honest. So we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But tonight is a training game. But I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind seeing a win tonight after seeing a couple of defeats, 3 goals conceded in each of the last 2. It'd be nice tonight to be a little bit more solid and to get a bit, put smiles on faces.
Yeah, Jez, how important is that momentum going into Sunday's game? Clarkey just said it there. We're coming off the back of 2 defeats. All right, it's pre-season. The result doesn't matter. But tonight, with it being the final pre-season friendly, you feel like a result is kind of important.
100%. I think, Clarkey will back me up on that. As a player, as a staff, as a coach, there's no friendly game. You want to win every game you play. I know it's about minutes, and I know Mikel will manage player, but he want to manage player in a way of still wanting to win the game. And it won't be no different tonight, and especially when you come out of 2 defeats, one in particular on Sunday here, you don't want a second one,
It's about habits, Curly. You got to get into good habits. Of course they're going to be rusty. Of course they're not going to be fully fit. But you want to get in the right habits. You want to start like you mean to go on, basically. I feel, and I was saying this to Jez earlier, I feel that Arsenal aren't built for friendlies, because our game, and I know it's easy to say when we lost a couple, but I genuinely think we're a team that plays at full throttle, and in friendlies you just don't. And when we come off it, we just don't look half the team. So don't read too much into it, don't panic. The boys will be ready for Coventry, I'm sure of it.
Jez, how difficult is it, as Clarkey says, that Arsenal like to play full throttle? As a player, is it hard to rein it in a little bit when you need a performance off the back of 2 defeats? Again, they're friendlies, but what's that like as a player's experience?
Listen, it's hard. In my experience, when I was here, there was no friendly, there was nothing. For me, when I got an opportunity to play, I had to show extra, I had to show something special, because I was fighting for my position every single day. So any friendly game, like I was mentioning about Nwaneri, who had the opportunities this pre-season because of them player, coming back late from international duty, you've got to take it. You get chances to start to play. Stadium's going to be full of people are going to watch you. You have a good game tonight, then you give the card back to Mikel. Now go, you've got to start me. Now people have seen what I can do. Go and start me on Sunday.
And on the flip side of that, Clarkey, I had the pleasure of watching Julian play for Arsenal's Academy against Boreham Wood, a really good National League side. It's quite different playing at Meadow Park to then coming out and walking at the Emirates.
It is, but I'll tell you what, he'll love it, and this is what he's been training for. When you come up through the academy, you dream of, nights like this, and I don't know what Jeremy was like, but when I first got a taste of it, I wasn't nervous. I was just excited, because it was a buzz. It was the buzz that I was sort of trained all those years to get to that point, And I was like, Jeremy, I'm not wasting this chance. I'm going to give it my absolute best. When I say you're not at full tilt, I'm kind of talking about the first team maybe.
Yeah.
For everybody else, this is massive. It's absolutely huge because you might not get another opportunity for months. So they've got to take it tonight.
And Jez, as a striker, these are the kind of games you want to get up and running, get that goal count moving already. Pre-season friendly, sometimes players will say goals for strikers don't count, but as a striker, every goal counts.
Me. Pre-season, that's when you...
What, even pens?
They all can count. They all count, even the pen. I'll take... Oh, no, the one after the game, I will not count them. But yeah, no, pre-season game, that's when you want to start an habit. Scoring is a habit. The more you score, you start straight away with scoring few goals in pre-season. Your mind is clear. You're like, yeah, I'm ready. I feel fair about the full pre-season, no injuries. I've scored a few goals. Go on, let's get that league starting.
And Clarky, we'd want a better start than what we saw on Sunday, wasn't it? We were 2-0 down before we'd sort of even taken our season, had a pie. But do you think Mikel will expect the team to come out and be a bit more on the front foot in the first 15-20?
Well, hopefully, yeah. I mean, that might be part of the messaging. Come on, boys, start a little bit quicker today. I think in both the last couple of games, we've been defensively edgy early on in games. Looked a little bit rusty. Also, it has to be said that Dortmund and Batiste scored some amazing goals. Like
I know. You're going to concede a goal. Yeah. At least it's a worldie.
And actually, the other day, this was onside. You know the goal that got disallowed right at the end.
Goal,
I was on commentary up on the gantry, and we didn't get a replay. And I've seen the angle now, and he was well onside. So really, that's a draw. We call that a draw, right?
Yeah.
And we won on pen.
And we won on pen, right?
On pen. So really, we've only lost once in pre-season. There you go.
Do you think this gives an opportunity as well for Mikel? We've just spoken about the goal that wasn't given to try new ideas, to see if we're going to see any new sort of set pieces. That's what every other fan talks about, set piece FC. But these are the games to trial new things as well, like we saw against Dortmund.
Yeah, try new stuff, try as well players maybe out of position. We've seen Havertz playing in midfield, which we're not used to. We've been seeing him playing up front. Is that maybe an indication of what might come, on Sunday? But with Guimaraes arriving as well in midfield, what's going to be the best play?
That's what I mean. Is he going to be the deep guy? Or is he going to be a box-to-box guy? Or are we just going to use him?
That is my question. I personally think, depending on what game, I think when we are home, we'll probably go with Odegaard, Rice and Guimaraes. Three very attacking, can do. And maybe Rice and Guimaraes rotating. One comes short, one goes, maybe away when it's a big, maybe tougher game. Have a Miles Kelly there or have Zubimendi there to be more defensive. I don't know.
Well, Bruno starts on the bench this evening, but I think as Arsenal fans here, we want to see him get some minutes tonight. How long do you think he'll get? At the minute, it's been about 30 minutes per player.
Yeah, I'd say he'll get the last half hour. But he's going to get a great ovation. I was here at the weekend when he came on the pitch. It was a nice welcome. But look, he's the sort of player that I think is going to suit us great. We are an aggressive team. Yeah. We are strong, and we are a team of winners. And he's got all of that. And what I love about Guimaraes is that he's equally good with the ball as he is without it. He's an elite ball winner, and he's an elite passer. And he can score goals as well. This is a top signing. I think, obviously, it's a lot of money, but I think it'd be worth it.
Well, Clarky, you've been an elite guest as well with all your ball knowledge. Thank you very much for joining us. Enjoy the game. Jez, we'll just continue that conversation about Bruno Guimaraes. I think that the reception that he got the other day, and I was watching from home, and as a fan, it's a situation that I would love to be in. As a player, what do you think's going through their mind when they walk out to this beautiful stadium?
Very proud, I think, no disrespect to Newcastle, but he's coming to the English champions now. So he knows the pressure, he knows that we're here to win every trophy. We're playing Champions League, we want to win everything. So it's a step up for him, it's a challenge. And like Clarky was saying, I just love the player, everything he does, the way we play and go and press, that is his game, that is what he likes to do. Just nick balls in front of the defenders and go and attack and break lines. He score goals, assist. He's great on set pieces. I think we've signed a top player there.
Do you think then that's what we were missing last season a little bit? We hadn't got that kind of player. I mean, our midfield is unbelievable.
To be honest, I don't feel like we were missing anything. I just think
you can't win the Premier League champions, can you?
And missing something, but I just think now we've gone a different level.
Yeah.
So, and I think you need to. You can't quite think, we've won the league last year. That'd be enough again. Yeah. Because you see the money that the other clubs are spending and the players they're recruiting. So you've got to carry on improving whatever little details you can improve. And I think with Guimaraes arriving, it's a massive improvement again.
I really liked it on social media where you saw Declan Rice.
Yeah.
I dropped him a message and went, "No more fighting, please."
That's it. We're friends now.
We're friends now. Bruno is the kind of player that you hate to play against, but love to have in your side.
Oh yes, and I'm sure Declan Rice will love to have another soldier next to him to go and battle here in midfield. So yeah, it's brilliant to have such a great player. What I'm interesting to see is what we were saying with Clark here. How we're going to play him, where we're going to play him, how is all going to plan out. Mikel's got obviously a headache to kind of work it all out and place them all in the best position.
Who'd be a Premier League manager, Ray, with having to make all those decisions between Zubimendi, Marino, Rice, Guimaraes, Lewis Skelly as well has been brilliant. It's a tough decision he's got, isn't it?
It's huge. It's a big decision, but the more good players you've got, the harder decision is going to be. You're going to have to make disappoint some weekends, but I think that's how you win trophy. And obviously last year won the Premier League. I think this year he wants to win the Premier League and the Champions League. We were that close. So the step up is to do the double and adding players of quality. Then after it's Mikel to kind of make sure that he works everything out, rest the player when he needs to rest, starts, and then just work his magic.
It was a brilliant introduction to Arsenal when he got to sat down at what looked like a movie theatre and watch the signing video. What was it like when you signed for football clubs, Jez? Did you get the whole shebang?
I didn't
get the cameras out, or was it just a
I didn't get any of that. I didn't. Listen, back in my time, there was no all that social media stuff anyway. But them guys are world-class player. He's like, we're talking about huge money, and the pressure and what the expectation of players, of that caliber that signed like Eze last year, it's massive. You expect them to come, hit the ground running straight away. That's the pressure of playing for the champion. And
he's got the number 39 shirt, which is a brilliant touch as well. It's his dad's taxi number when he was in Brazil. Just how special is it to enjoy these moments with family as well? I'm sure you've done the same.
Yeah, it's massive. When you're a footballer, people might think you've got a lot of friends and a lot of people, but the circle of really good friends and family is quite small. So when you get some of those moments, you want to share it with the special people and your dad, obviously, mom, very close friends, sisters, brother. That's what's really important. So when you make a massive move like he's just done, then the family is so proud, and that's who you want to share it with.
And the Arsenal family will be so excited to see him walk out onto that pitch. That reception that he's going to get when he walks on. But on the pitch, what are you expecting from him tonight when he does come on, and if he does come on?
To be honest, first appearance, I don't want to put any pressure on him. It's a friendly game. I'm sure in his mind, he just want to make a very good impression. He wants to straight away have an impact. But, he's on the bench. Let's see when he starts. Let's see how long he plays. Let's see where we are in the game as well. Because if we're comfortably winning, the game might be a little bit easier for him. If we're not and we are losing and it's quite a tough game, then let's see how we react to it,
Well, Jez, you're not the only ex-Arsenal face here at the Emirates this evening, because one of your former teammates is in the opposition dugout. Cesc Fabregas, the manager of Como. Is that something that you saw when he was a young lad coming through the academy coming through the first team as well at 16 years of age? Did you see those credentials that he could one day become a manager?
Do you know what, at the time, probably not, because I was quite young myself as well. And, when you're a young lad, you don't really think of who might become a manager, who might not. But now, since obviously being older, more, looking at the football, be more mature and watching games and it doesn't surprise me, because I remember Cesc being interesting in every part of the game. Every time Arsene was taking defenders or strikers, he was in there listening, wanted to learn, wanted to be involved and having his opinion on it as well. So it was interesting in the whole aspect of the game. So yeah, not surprised. He was a team player. You know the way he played was all about possession, all about 1-2 touch football. So you knew his type and his vision of football was all about a team, all about a unit. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me. The intelligence that he had as a player, he's just got it as a manager, and then how well he's done since he's took the job at Como is crazy.
Could you tell then in training when he came up with the first team how special he was?
Yeah, you could see it, and you know what? It was frustrating as a player that I was not in straight competition with him, but obviously you see this young lad coming. He's 16. He didn't really look like an athlete. He didn't really look like he could run or even technically but he was, everything he was doing was simple and perfection. And I think he had an eye and a vision where he could see things quicker than everybody else. And I remember the first few training sessions where, you know, the older boys tried to kick you a little bit to just see what you've got. Nobody could get near him. And after the session, I remember Thierry Henry saying, "Who is this boy? How we can't touch him." We're trying to give him a bit of like physical challenge, but he was too clever. He could see everything coming too quick. And yeah, it's just, he was an incredible player, and he's going to be an incredible manager.
Every footballer will remember their debut. Cesc will remember his in the League Cup. You must remember that game as well.
I remember, yeah, because I scored that
exactly.
game.
I thought you might remember that one.
Yeah, I remember that. That might be my first goal for Arsenal, actually, I think. And he came on, and he only played a few minutes at the end, I think.
Yeah.
But you could see he was 16 years old. He was just going to be a phenomenal player.
Did management ever cross your mind getting into the coaching scenes, or?
No, I've done my coaching badges. I've started the process. I've done the first step, and then I've just realised that it was not really for my personality. I'd not really, too much going on, too many people to please and deal with, and I'm not good with that. So yeah, I don't think it was for me.
No problem at all there. I don't blame you. It's a really hard decision to be a football manager,
hard,
letting people down, having to pick squads. Cesc Fabregas's Como, they've been on a really good run. So what can we expect from the Spaniards' Como side this evening, do you think?
Well, I think, like I've just mentioned, the style of play was, very aggressive, pressing. But when you get the ball, you just pass it around, keep the possession, make the other one run, and then when you see a ball to go forward, you go there. And I think that's what he's done with Como. And it's no surprise that they've came up only a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
He had that first season when, they stabilised the club, made sure they were not, doing the yo-yo and getting back down straight away. And last year qualified for Champions League, which was beyond expectation from anybody. And I've obviously been following, because as an ex-teammate, I always follow what people are doing and how well they're doing. And I couldn't believe it. When the previous season he managed to just save them and stay up, I was like, wow, that's a big achievement. And then the season after, they've spent a bit of money. They obviously got the backup of the chairman and the people that put money in the club. And the players they have been able to buy, even this summer, buying Chalobah from Chelsea, is a big move. You're buying big players.
Yeah, he's done ever so well. He's qualified for the Champions League this season. Is it written in the stars that Arsenal face Como? And if they do, I can highly recommend the away day. Lovely place to watch a game of football, but only in the summertime, so we need to get that one locked in. But do you think that's something that would be exciting for both parties, a Champions League tie?
Yeah, I'm sure in Cesc's mind he'll be thinking about it. He'll be thinking, I'll love to play Arsenal. Not sure if you'll love to play Arsenal here, or if you'll rather play them at Como. It might be a bigger task for us, playing there. But yeah, them boys that have had such a special moment and that are legend of the club and been so important to the club. They've got an attachment, and I know Cesc obviously come from Barcelona and he would have an attachment to Barcelona as well. But you know, if you ask him, he loves this club, and it'll be a special moment tonight, but it'll even be even more special if we end up playing in the Champions League.
Yeah, he'd probably like to get one over Arsenal this evening. We're getting so close to kick-off now. Just give us your final thoughts on what you're expecting from this Arsenal team tonight.
Well, just I think all around performance in terms of intensity, a bit more pressing, like going for it a little bit more. You know, I think the last few games we've let the opposition play too much.
Yeah, well, it's getting very, very close to kick-off. You can hear the atmosphere here in the Emirates is electric. It might be a pre-season friendly, but it certainly doesn't feel like it. We might have missed the solar eclipse, but we will not miss handing over to our commentary team of Max Jones, Henny and Selly.
A very good evening and welcome to North London. Emirates Stadium is the venue here as Arsenal play out their final pre-season test at home to Serie A side and Champions League newcomers Como 1907. It has been a pre-season campaign which has seen the Gunners in Spain, in Dublin, and now right back on home turf. And this home turf has never looked better. The home of the Premier League champions, who will look to begin their crown here against Coventry City in just 9 days' time. The packed arena awaits, desperate and eager to get their eyes on Mikel Arteta's side as they refine and put the finishing touches in place ahead of what they are hoping will be another monumental campaign in North London. It's a warm evening here under the floodlights. We are now just moments away from welcoming these two teams out for the final time in pre-season. Tonight is the last game of Arsenal's four-part pre-season, and it is also their first meeting with an ambitious Como 1907 side, managed by the familiar figure of Cesc Fabregas. The Spaniard captained Arsenal here for 3 years, but tonight he oversees a visiting team eager to impress ahead of their first ever Champions League campaign. The Italians may be one game ahead of Arsenal in their preparations, but with a wealth of stars now returning from the World Cup, the Gunners' already plentiful options have now been bolstered by more key figures from last season's title-winning side. A lunar eclipse was visible across the Emirates skyline ahead of kick-off, and this in Arsenal's final tune-up as they set their sights on eclipsing that historic season over the next 9 months. Arteta full of smiles in front of a home crowd. He makes 7 changes from the Emirates Cup clash with Dortmund. Teenagers Theo Julien and Marley Salmon joined Gabriel and Piero Hincapié in Arsenal's backline. Ethan Nwaneri and Bergkamp form an all-English midfield alongside Miles Lewis-Skelly, while Gabriel's Jesus and Martinelli come into the attack. Recent arrival Bruno Guimaraes starts on the bench. David Raya, Mikel Merino and Noni Madueke are also involved for the first time in pre-season. With the exception of starman Nico Paz, Cesc Fabregas has almost the full complement of Como 1907 players to choose from this evening. Jan Kuoto joined the club on loan from Dortmund earlier this week. He makes his debut at right back. Martin Baturina has missed much of this pre-season but returns to start at the apex of midfield, and where Alvaro Morata will sit on the bench this evening next to another former Chelsea man, Trevor Chalobah, who is back in the capital, having completed his move away from London 3 days ago. So first opportunity then for Bergkamp. Ian Selly alongside me for this evening's game. We expect it's going to be a similar sort of setup to what we've seen with the other key players returning, in that he will be granted the first half hour here.
Yeah, he's a good quality player. I think he's had a half-decent World Cup, and he'll be a massive part of Arsenal next season. So it's going to be interesting to see the new relationships forming with the new signings. I think they've been very, very good signings as well, and they're added to a very, very strong Arsenal side.
Lucas Dacuna, centre of the frame there, before it's panned across to Jan Kuoto. He's going to have a bit of a tricky task on his hands on his Como debut, and all a Brazilian affair over on that far side of the pitch up against Gabriel Martinelli. Paul Tierney, the referee this evening. So then the final test for Arsenal before the new season's traditional curtain raiser takes place against Manchester City at Millennium Stadium on Sunday. The final opportunity for Mikel Arteta's side to shake off those summer cobwebs and pick up where they left off for the new campaign. It is, of course, Coventry City visiting this very stadium in 9 days, and Ian Selly, this is a last chance for players to stake their claim for a starting place on the opening day.
It is. It's a big game for all the players in the squad, you know, to get that starting jersey, and it's going to be. It's only nine days away. It's flown by, but players do have an opportunity. And it's good also to see, a number of young players within the squad as well.
There's challenge there going in on this near side. Theo Julien, 18 years old, starting for the first time in pre-season. It's been a really positive early campaign for him. Heavily involved in the first 3 games prior to this one. Baturina. Forged at Dinamo Zagreb, but he did play against Arsenal in the Champions League. And here's Kuoto. First couple of touches for him. Across to Jacobo Ramon, one of a number of Spaniards Cesc Fabregas is looking to call upon. Baturina is through, and it was good communication in the end between Kepa and Theo Julien, who tracks the run. Early opportunity though for Como, looking to break down the middle of the pitch. Just take another look at the foul there. Edu Vicas. Miles Lewis-Skelly. Here is Lewis-Skelly. Lovely one-touch play by Arsenal as it goes down under the challenge of Ramon. And the Gunners will have an early opportunity here from a free kick just left of centre.
Yeah, it's a great play there from Arsenal. One-touch football, bouncing, good runs. I think Ez is in there. I think if he just gets round him, he gets caught. But a positive start from the Arsenal forward line.
No surprise to see Bergkamp head straight over to this set piece. Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka, of course, the only players yet to return to the squad from the World Cup. They are in attendance this evening. So Declan Rice watching warm-up ahead of kick-off. Desperate he is to get back out there for Arsenal, but he's got a watching brief. And he will be watching on as Eze lines this one up. Max Dowman over there as well if the left-footed option is required. It is Bergkamp. Happily watched behind goal by Jean Boutet.
Yeah, it was a decent strike there from Eze. Lots and lots of power. Whips it near post. Just half a yard over the top, but a decent strike.
Lots of power. He certainly added that X factor, didn't he, from outside of the penalty area. We can remember so many moments of brilliance from him last season in front of goal, but the one that stands out is that strike against Newcastle United, curling away into the top corner. Under pressure from Dowman, Boutet is able to clear that out towards that far side, and Arsenal will regain possession again. Here's Martinelli. Slightly behind Hincapié. Coutinho happy to give Como the advantage, but Arsenal win it back. Wright. Forced away from goal, still managed to dig out the cross, and it will be an Arsenal corner.
Yeah, that's superb from Arsenal. They're really pressing high, win the ball back in a good area. Just one area they just couldn't quite get the strike away.
Once again, it is Eze taking over. There's a small smattering of Como 1907 fans over in that far side. Gabriel, the obvious target, making himself a nuisance inside the 6-yard box. Whipped in from Eze, it's a flat delivery and it was very nearly turned in. Well, it caused all sorts of problems for the Italians.
Yeah, it's a superb corner from Eze. He's whipped it near post. Probably Gabriel maybe should do a little bit better there. He's 2 or 3 yards out, just couldn't quite get enough head on it. But a superb delivery.
They've actually come off one of the Arsenal players in the end, but won't matter anyway. An offside flag did go up on this near side. Peroni challenged. Here's Eze. Boutet's come a long way. Jesus! Off the post, but once again the flag is up.
Yeah, just unfortunately the ball ran away from Eze, but the press from Arsenal, I think it's Wright shuts the midfield player down. It's a good tackle. I thought Eze would finish on his own. But unfortunately, I think he just drifted offside. But Arsenal really, really good. Look at this full court press.
Como at the moment struggling to get out in this opening 6 minutes. There's a glimpse. A returning man, 23 years after he joined Arsenal. Since Fabregas is back in town. Julian bundles over Batterina.
Yeah, it's great to see Arsenal pressing like that, really aggressive, causing Como loads of problems across their back line.
Quoto looking long for Duvikas. He's got the better of Gabriel, who was able to recover and snap in with the challenge.
I thought that was a foul there initially on Gabriel, but the left let it go. Rest let it go.
Still returning to full speed, of course, Gabriel. He made his first start off pre-season last time out. 60 minutes he played against Borussia Dortmund here. Jesus this time has stayed on. Wright. Julian. Finding Marley Salmon. One of two 16-year-olds starting for Arsenal this evening. Jesus wins it back. Salmon's so calm and composed, isn't he? In possession, more than capable in tight spaces with the ball at his feet.
Yeah, superb work from him there. Good touch. Like, it's always good to see a defender driving forward as well.
Eza. Serena finding Perone. There's Mark Kempf. With a number of different nationalities within Cesc Fabregas's Como sides. Received a lot of criticism actually last season. Former Arsenal captain. For what was perceived in Italy as a reluctance to choose anyone who was of Italian descent. He did stumble across a winning formula for them. They finished fourth, beating their best ever sixth place finish, which was back in 1950. To qualify for their first ever Champions League campaign this time around. And busy in the summer as well, adding a sprinkle of experience ahead of their flirtations with Europe's finest.
I think he's done a fantastic job. I think he speaks well when you hear him talk in the press. And he's obviously learnt from a lot of good managers he's played for.
Baye finding Sanchao. To occupy Julian. Zhao gets to the byline, good cross into, and Lucas's route to goal was blocked.
Yeah, that was a decent ball in there down the left-hand side, but good defending from Gabriel there. He's all over the centre forward. He's done extremely well there.
So Como just starting to creep back into this game. Arsenal were really allowing them out of their own half in the opening stages. Here's Julian. One of the more versatile players within Arsenal's academy. Can play at right back, left back, anywhere across the midfield as well. Central midfield towards the end of last season's Premier League 2 campaign was where he found a home, but it seems as though his best chance perhaps this season of forcing himself into Mikel Arteta's plans will be at full-back, the 18-year-old. There he is now. Martinelli. Eza able to leave it. Here's Swineri, twisting and turning, and then finding Hincapié. It was arriving. Another Arsenal corner, but better build-up play, more patient down that left-hand side.
Yeah, they're double up down the left-hand side there, but Swineri's had a great start to the game. He's been good on the ball. He's been aggressive as well in his tackle. He's pressed. That's a little bit of quality there with the back heel, but Hincapié just couldn't quite get the strike on target.
So another set piece to be delivered by Bergkamp. Gabriel met the last one. As it is whipped in towards the goal quite dangerously by Eza. Arsenal still have numbers forward, and eventually the whistle will go from Paul Tierney.
I do sort of feel that these corners, they're getting whipped in with a bit of quality that Arsenal will get on the end of one. I think if you look at Como defensively, they're going zonal. no one's picking up the Arsenal players as they come in, so there's no contact from them defensively. But I would expect Arsenal to get some joy out of that today.
It's easy enough for Nkapie to deal with. Jesus for Martinelli, making his first starts of pre-season. Played the final 15 minutes or so against Dortmund in the Emirates Cup. Fresh from his World Cup exploits with Brazil. They're looking for Darwin. There's Baye. And Peroni trying to help it on. That one's easy enough for Gabriel to deal with. And here's Ethan Nwaneri. Bit of space ahead of him, but he was just outnumbered in the end. Sanjiao tracking back. Peroni. Ramon spots the run forward by Yan Kuoto. Back for Liberale, 19-year-old Italian. Torino. Peroni just starting to get himself on the ball a bit more, the Argentine. That's what he likes to do at the base of the Como 1907 midfield. It's like a long time ago, doesn't it, that he burst onto the scene here. As that fresh-faced 16-year-old. He is now widely regarded as one of Europe's most exciting young managers. Mikel Arteta, 5 years his senior, I imagine. He will be trying to emulate his countrymen in extracting the very best out of this talented group of very young Como players. Martinelli driving infield. Gabriel for Jesus. Eza. Martinelli, nice combination play on the edge of the penalty area. 4-4. Max Daumann. Nwaneri can't sort his feet out, and Como have enough players back to deal with it at the first time of asking. And eventually the ball is taken away from Daumann.
Yeah, it's tightly played there from Arsenal. A little one-touch pass and a good bit of movement. Just unfortunately, just couldn't get quite in on that one. But they look razor sharp in that forward third.
Look at the space here for Lucas Acuna. No, it's the execution on the pass, the Como midfielder.
Yeah, I think Arsenal have been very, very patient with it, and once they get in that final third, they just speed it up a little bit. They've almost got in a couple of times now.
Winery. Bit of space for Baye. And he's looking to work it over to this near side for Hassan Diao. Quite happy to play the patient passing game. Just take a bit of the sting out of Arsenal's attack. On his pass, read by Jesus. Martinelli on the move through the middle. It does go his way, still plenty of work for the Brazilian to do. Up against Ramon, it's Martinelli, he was looking for the return ball. And Baye will happily watch that one out and behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, I'm not too sure Martin will be too happy with that one, but it was a great break. Down the left-hand side, he's made a good run. Getting in behind the full-back. Just maybe lacking a little bit of support up there. Just overhit that cross.
Header one by Gabriel, typically towering header. And the Colossus at the back. Off goes Julian. Cleverly done. Here's Dalman. One too many. Now a chance for Hassan Diao to attack down this flank. Simon has come across just to thwart his progress. Nice to see Theo Julian playing with that confidence, though.
Yeah, it's a great bit of work down the right-hand side. It's very, very tidy on the ball.
Baturina. Now for Baye. Baye for Baturina. He's looking to curl one, and Kepa needed to make sure. Plenty of whip on the low strike. And the Spaniards pushes it behind.
Yeah, I think you'd expect him to save that, but nevertheless he's got himself across, got a strong hand on it. But Arsenal just sitting off there inside that 18-yard box, giving Como that opportunity.
First time he's truly been called into action this evening. Kepa Arrizabalaga. Como's first corner goes short. It's well worked to find Baturina. That's the return ball to the Croatian. And ultimately fizzles out.
Yeah, there's a well-worked corner there, just that pass onto the 18-yard box, a little bit heavy. Couldn't get out of his feet, couldn't get the strike away.
A warm round of applause that you hear is for the first two Arsenal substitutes to be warming up in front of the North Bank. Victor Gyökeres, and a very, very warm welcome back to Kel Marino. Fabio Vieira down there as well. Here's Martinelli. Eze darting around, able to find his way through. We may be proven right here. Perhaps half an hour for Ibere Eze. Fabio Vieira may be on in his place. Interesting to see where Gyökeres comes on. Or at least who he comes on for.
Yeah, it's always tough pre-season with making sure players get the right minutes. But like I say, we're only 9 days away now from the start of the Premier League, so it's important these guys get the time they need.
Spoke about Fabregas looking to emulate Arteta on the touchline. He's certainly done that with the outfit. Just wondering if that's similar at your level of management down at Leatherhead, Ian.
I'm all about the tracksuit. I'm all about the tracksuit. I couldn't carry them chinos off.
Here's Batterina. Handing Zhao. Baye. Now Perrone. Triangles in the Italians' midfield. Arsenal still diligent though in their press. Marley Salmon it is who's on the halfway line there. And Julian covering the space vacated. Perrone. Way back to his goalkeeper, Jean Boutet. And here's Bergkamp. Kuna looking to switch the play, but there's too much on that one. And Kuoto to deal with. One of two former City Academy players in the starting lineup for Como 1907 tonight. Massimo Perrone, the other one. Challenge was late by Duvikas on Gabriel. Too happy with that one, the Brazilian.
I think he's well, I don't think there's too much. I think he just caught his toe there. I don't think there's too much there. Maybe across the ankle bone.
Fabregas did, of course, play more than 300 times for Arsenal. That's in between November 2008, May 2011. One season as a player at Como before taking on the coaching role in July 2024, and as I mentioned, guiding them to their best ever finish last season. Lewis Skelly. Jesus, Martinelli, away from Kuoto. And eventually failed. Arsenal will have themselves another free kick, courtesy of Jacobo Ramon.
Yeah, I think Martinelli's done well there, just keeping the ball, got his body in the way. That's a good opportunity now for Eza to whip one in.
Approaching the half-hour mark here in North London. Still nothing to separate the two. Need a bit of quality on this delivery from Eza. There's his free kick. It's a bit deeper this time, and it's a simple play for Jean Boutet. Loose from Peroni. Arsenal win the ball back high up the pitch, deep into Como territory, right in front of a very animated Cesc Fabregas, who hasn't sat down this whole game. Ramon can carry this one clear. Batterina very quickly closed down by Gabriel. Liberali halted unfairly by Hincapié, says Paul Tierney.
The Arsenal the last 5 minutes got a little bit sloppy on the ball, giving it away in dangerous areas there across the middle of the pitch, which is unlike them.
Xiao unable to get the better of Julien, but eventually the whistle goes.
That's a good bit of defending there, to be honest. I don't see much in that.
Xiao is a former Betis in Spain youth international. And this is where we head over to the hydration break, which receives the pantomime boos following the World Cup. This is where we will see Arsenal's players getting ready to come on. Gabriel Heinze deep in discussion below us with Victor Gyökeres, so he will be one of the two players coming on. Indeed, for now, he may be the only player coming on. Just waiting to see. There is a bit more movement on the Arsenal bench. I believe someone else has been told to sit back down again, so maybe just the one change in this interval, which we would expect would be Bergkamp, having played his first half hour of pre-season following his exploits with the England national team, making it all the way to the semi-finals at this summer's World Cup. Discussions do continue on the Arsenal bench, though, so he may not be the only one leaving the field. It just remains to be seen who will be joining him off the bench. Gabriel Martinelli, of course, still very early on in his pre-season. Whether indeed it may be a straight swap for Gabriel Jesus in the striking role. Fabregas and Como quite happy to continue with the 11 that started the game. Fabregas not quite happy with his new signing, Yan Kuoto. So, here are the players leaving the pitch, and it was, as we hinted earlier on, Fabio Vieira, the other player coming on for Arsenal alongside Victor Gyökeres. It is Gabriel Jesus and Bergkamp making way for the pair. Like for like in midfield and up front.
Yeah, I think he will be, yeah. I think it definitely will be. I think Gyökeres will definitely add a bit of height and a bit of weight across the front line, maybe holding the ball up a little bit better, as his natural role is to do that. You know, I think sometimes when Arsenal go forward, maybe a little bit more tempo on the ball, get themselves in, but we obviously know it's pre-season, it's all about managing minutes. Yeah, but Como have not really threatened too much, so
Fabio Vieira, who was so impressive during his loan spell last season, that Hamburg are so keen to take him back there permanently. It's been a while now since he turned out in a competitive game for Arsenal, the Portuguese. Ooh, this one loose. Here's Miles Lewis-Skelly! There is the opening goal this evening. And it is a gift for Miles Lewis-Skelly.
Yeah, I think you definitely say that's a gift. It's happened one or two times where Como got caught trying to maybe be a little bit clever, but you've still got to put the ball in the back of the net. He still had a bit to do, but I think he was composed, took his time and stuck it in the left corner, so it's a good finish from him. Yeah, I'm not too sure what the keeper's doing here. I think he's trying to hit the front man. He's miscued it. Skelly's there, took his time. Nice composed finish from him, well done.
The perfect restart following the hydration break for Arsenal. And it is one of their own who gets himself on the score sheets. All the way from Hale End, Miles Lewis-Skelly, still just 19 years old. In that midfield role, pushing up high, leading the Gunners' press, winning it back. And then once he received the return pass from Martinelli, there was only one thing on his mind, and he did it to perfection.
He did it. Sometimes you forget he's still only 19 years old. He seems to have been around forever, but it's a great finish.
So, how do Como respond to this one? They've had a bit of a mixed bag of a pre-season. It began with a 2-2 draw at home to Paris FC. And they hosted their own Como Cup, beating Al Ula 3-1 before losing on penalties to Vieira in the final. But they bounced back last time out against Famalicão from Portugal. 3-2 victory there, but they are yet to really trouble Mikel Arteta's back line. Save for that speculative efforts by Martin Baturina in the opening 20 minutes.
I think the only way really at the moment Como will get in if they can just maybe get a 4v3 across the Arsenal back line with the ball in behind them, but I don't really see them playing through Arsenal at the moment, that's for sure.
Salmon for Gabriel. I do wonder what the opportunities may well be for Marley Salmon at this early stage of the season while we await the prognosis of William Saliba. Mosquera, obviously the front runner, I guess, to be partnering Gabriel in these opening few games. There will be opportunities for the youngster.
I definitely think there will be. He's got obviously a lot of quality. I like the way he flew into that tackle there sort of 2 minutes ago, and you know, he's very, very steady. He looks very mature for his age, that's for sure.
A decent amount of senior football last season as well, of course. Marley Salmon, the youngest defender to have ever represented the Arsenal first team. He was a regular in the early stages of Arsenal's FA Cup run. Ranieri there that was punching the pass into the feet of Martinelli. I don't think he thought it was going to find a way beyond Ramon.
It was almost a perfect pass there, proper wrap that one in.
Back to Hute.
Yeah, I love the fact that Como are trying to play out from the back, but you do feel at some point they're going to get caught out again. Arsenal really pressing them hard.
There are the The substitutes being put through their paces, and there is the new man for the Gunners. Number 39 for Arsenal, Bruno Guimaraes, who will be given his first minutes in Arsenal's red and white this evening.
Yeah, really looking forward to see how he does when he comes on. He's coming into an already good team, but he'll definitely add something.
Has been somewhat of a pantomime villain himself over the past few years, hasn't he? A warrior, as he describes himself. He's caused a few headaches in the Arsenal midfield. Good to have him, though, on our side now, as Arsenal win themselves a free kick again, a promising position. Vieira in the walls this time. So Vieira wins the free kick. Vieira will whip in the free kick, out swinging with that left boot. Salmon, Gyökeres and Hincapié all gather at the far post.
I think the way Como's set up, you do fancy Arsenal to get on the end of this one.
Called in by Vieira. Arsenal corner. Still struggling a bit with his jaw following that collision with Martin Batterina. Nice reception though in this corner as he prepares to whip in this latest set piece in front of all of those Arsenal fans. Called in by Vieira again, and that one claimed quite commandingly by Jean Boutet. Wineri. Martinelli. Again, using the angles to his advantage. Another man over now, Arsenal on that far side. Instead they go through the middle for Martinelli. He's done well to wriggle away from the challenges and find a teammate in Julian. Great bit of close control by Martinelli. Here's Dalman. And now Luis Skelly. Much more control on his first shot. This one elected for full power. Just couldn't keep it down.
Yeah, great work from Martinelli there. Great skill. He's got 4 or 5 players around him, twists and turns, sets Arsenal on the attack. And Dalman does really well here. You sort of at one point thought when he cut inside he was going to hit it. See Skelly tees it up. Just unfortunately couldn't hit the target, but a great move.
All started by Martinelli's dancing feet, and here is the Brazilian. He's trying to play it through for Fabio Vieira. And this is where Como 1907 perhaps can break. Quoto. Baye. Helping it on. Baturina over on this near side. Here he is now, the Croatian. Able to dance his way through and rifle it into the top corner. Well, that was a little bit special by the Croatian. And there is now a bit of a hushed silence descending over Emirates Stadium, because that came out of nothing.
It has done, you know, it's only been 1 minute so far, but a moment of brilliance just down the left-hand side. I think Arsenal just sort of set off a little bit, but a great bit of skill, and it's a superb finish from there. Straight in the top bins, near post. I think Arsenal will be a little bit disappointed with that. They've had the majority of the play, a moment of brilliance, well-taken goal, scores 1-1.
He was so highly rated. He was in his native Croatia with Dinamo Zagreb, courted by so many major European clubs. He chose to come to Como. He was sold into the Cesc Fabregas project. He gave Kepa absolutely no chance with that strike.
I think there's a little bit of miscommunication, maybe Gabriel and Skedi just before that. One of them maybe should have picked that up.
Arsenal looking to hit back immediately. They will be able to have a chance from yet another corner. Around 30 seconds remaining of the first 45 minutes. The game looks to have opened up a bit.
Yeah, it's taking its time, but yeah, that late goal may draw Arsenal back out a little bit more. It could be a little bit more positive going forward.
Martinelli, hands on hips, will deliver this one. 4 to aim for at that far post, as well as Gabriel on the penalty spots. Once again, there is an infringement at that near post. And it was a bit of a slow burner, this one, but as we got towards the half-time interval, it certainly caught a bit more fire, burst into life. Miles Lewis-Skelly it was who was able to capitalise on a bit of slack defending by goalkeeper Jean Boutet. But then 10 minutes later, Martin Baturina cutting in from the left-hand side and rifling a drive beyond Kepa and into the top corner to level things up as we head into half-time here. Arsenal 1, Como 1907 1.
Yeah, I think we started on the front foot, very aggressive in the pressing, really high. they wanted to play from the back as well, which helped us in the pressing. I think made few mistakes, but we were right on it. The first, I would say, 15 minutes, we dominated the game, created few chances, should have punished them at that time. And then we had about 10 minutes where it was a bit flat. The intensity dropped a bit, and then we scored that nice goal. I know it was a bit of a mistake from the goalkeeper, but took a chance. Lovely goal from Miles. And then unfortunately conceded at the end. So it's a bit disappointed conceding, but I think in terms of the pressure and the intensity, it was quite good.
You wouldn't have expected that Ezza's been out on his holidays, enjoying the summer, and he's come back straight into the team tonight. He's looked really good out there. The link-up play in the beginning was really solid.
It was very good, yeah. I know he only played half an hour, but I think he was very good. His straight was on it. You could feel that he looked fresh, he looked ready. Only 30 minutes is, it's a different than playing 90, but it did look good in them 30 minutes, particularly in them first 15, where he did create a lot of good stuff and opportunity and chances going forward. So it's nice to see them, the boys back slowly and then looking good.
It must be quite difficult actually for a player knowing that he's only going to play 30 minutes to make sure that he does enough on the pitch to not only get the minutes in but also showcase to the gaffer that he's ready if needed on Sunday.
I know it is hard, and especially when you start the game, because when you come off and you come on and there's 30 minutes left, you've got till the end of the game. When you've got 30 minutes and you start, it does feel a bit odd coming off before half time, but obviously it's all calculated, it's all done through all the guys that are working behind the scene about how many minutes you can play, the intensity, the runs, all that stuff is all well and done, precisely calculated for him to only have 30 today, which obviously with them 30 minutes you do feel like does he is that enough for him to start on Sunday?
Absolutely. You spoke about at the start there that Cesc Fabregas's team likes to play out from the back. That's where they've caused their own sort of problems, and that's where we got the goal from. Great work from Martinelli as well. That ball came flying at him from Lewis Skelly. Just a little touchdown, and then a great finish for Miles Lewis Skelly.
Yeah, no, like you said, I was. I was a bit surprised that they want to pursue playing from the back the way they were doing it, because they could see that after 5-10 minutes the pressure was so intense. I would have started thinking, as a player, I would have took responsibility to just hit it long. Let's have a bit of a breather, because every time we just play from the back, they're straight on us, we can't find a pass, and we end up conceding great chances, giving chances away, and gave that goal away. Obviously, it's a decent finish, great touch from Martinelli, and then cool head from Lewis Skelly. But you just think, from Como's point of view, I know it's a friendly, or play quicker then. If you want to play from the back, try to find a pass forward and break the line, or hit it long, because you just see that pressure coming so quickly, and then it just end up being an easy pressing for Arsenal.
You've just said it there, it could be an easy press. Do you think then after that, once we got the goal, it became the game was a bit lull, wasn't it? It lost a bit of enthusiasm, it was less of that fast pace that we expected. How can that sort of happen? Is it because it's a pre-season friendly that sometimes the games just have those little dips?
Yeah, I think it does, and I think, as you mentioned, Eza was just playing 30 minutes. In his mind, he's got 30 minutes to work hard, go and press. But when you do that and go full on for 15, then you kind of okay, all right, I've worked 15, now I start feeling it a little bit, so I can't be quite on it, I can't be as sharp as I was. So that half a second delayed of you going and press, that gives that other player time to turn and find a pass. So suddenly it's just kind of the game slowed down a little bit, gave a bit more space to Como to get out and find a few diagonal and a few good passings through the line. And even before they scored at the end, they did have a good chance when Kepa had to make a decent save with his left hand. So, we did start giving them a little bit more space and options to play forward.
Clarkey said it in the pre-match show that the goals that we have conceded tend to be quite weldies, and that's probably another one there. As a striker, I bet you'd love a goal like that.
Well, listen, I didn't expect him to pull in the near post and to do that trick and get through two players, two defenders. He's done a quite a flick thing, went through, and then after that I'm thinking, he's going to try to open it, go wide, but no, went near post with such a power. I don't think Kepa could do anything about it.
I think every Arsenal fan certainly on this side of the stadium, is getting a little bit excited, warming up here. A vigorous warm-up, may I add. Now, this isn't breaking news. I don't have the inside knowledge. I've only first day on the job and all that. But Martin Odegaard, Mosquera and Bruno Guimaraes definitely going through a hard workout. Do you expect to see those three faces on the pitch?
Yeah, they would have not, in my mind, they would have not warmed up that intense just before half-time if it was not to come on at half-time. So I expect them three to come on quite quickly, yeah.
So what do you think the message will be from Mikel Arteta to his Arsenal players in this second half?
Well, I think it's start the game like we've started the first half. Start that second half the same way. Go and put pressure. Go and press high, because you can see they're quite, panicky at the back. They give ball away. They give opportunity away. Just go for it. And then I think we need to score that second goal quite quickly. They'll probably make changes as well. It's a pre-season game, so you'll see some of their players making way in the second half as well. So, I think we're going to see a lot of rotation. But if we see them three boys coming on, then that's obviously going to be a big impact in the second half.
The link-up play in the beginning was really good down that left-hand side, but down the right-hand side as well, Julian and Max Dowman have had a little bit going on as well.
I thought Julian had a really good first half. Defensively, going forward, linking up with Max Dowman as well. Yeah, I think we've seen some good stuff going forward. Like I said, disappointed. You're always going to be disappointed to concede just before half-time. But I think in terms of playing and what we've seen tonight, I think that was much better than an improvement on Sundays.
We know it's all about managing the minutes for the players on the pitch at the starting 11. But what about the goalkeepers? Do you think, with the game in mind on Sunday, that Kepa will probably start that game and then continue playing tonight, or do you think we'll make a change?
I'm really not sure, because I saw Raya start warming up as well, so I could see Raya coming on at half-time, and one half might be enough for him to start on Sunday. I don't know. Goalkeepers are funny
group of players, aren't they?
Group of players, and then the decision they make sometimes, you don't particularly have to be super fit to just start, because you obviously don't do as much running as the boys on the field. So I don't know. It could be a surprise. We could see Raya start on Sunday.
What was the goalkeeper union like when you were in the Arsenal change room? You just said they're a bit of a different breed. That's universal in football, isn't it?
It's universal in football, but I think they've got a great bond. But obviously there's a lot of challenges that goes with it, because you obviously train all the time together individually, but you do fight. It's a straight competition, so you need a nice group, because you need to work in harmony together, but at the same time you want the number one jersey, so you've got to kind of compete day in day out with the number one. So it's a different kind of mentality. It's
brilliant to see Mikel Arteta and Cesc Fabregas in their dugout. One thing I picked out is that not only have they just got great footballing brains, great dress sense. They both look like they've got the same tailor.
Colours.
The same colours, same vibe. Yeah. Is that what you would have been as a manager?
Try to look cool.
Try to look cool.
Yeah, of course, you try, innit? I think the times of having the suit and tie, and all the managers do it. The younger one tried to be a bit more trendy and a bit more cool. Yeah.
It's a young man's game now, isn't it, being a manager?
It is.
At the end of the game, we spoke about the goal from Como, lovely bit of individual skill. Will that have frustrated Mikel Arteta more than probably what we think being a pre-season friendly?
Yeah, I think he would have been disappointed with that, and he will go back at half-time. And I'm not saying that goal will change what he's planned to do, but it would upset him, because he'll be like, not just before half-time and not like this. We barely conceded any chances, and then you just concede just before half-time. It's not a nice way, and it's not a good time in the game to concede as well. Just before you go back to the dressing room, about to make changes as well. Yeah, it's not really
ideal.
No ideal.
But it probably won't change the ethos of what Mikel wants his players to do in this second half.
No, because at the end of the day, I think it's all planned. It's all planned before the game anyway, on how long each players are going to play. He's got it all set up. It's all done. Nothing's going to change that. Because as much as it's a competitive game just before the league's about to start, it is still all about minutes. So all individual, all minutes, 30 minutes on, is coming off. Jesus coming off, Gyökeres on, and he'll be the same. Some boys are only playing 45, so they'll be out. So that goal will not change anything.
We'd love to see a Gyökeres goal tonight, wouldn't we? Just to get him off the mark as well, to head into what is going to be another big season.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure as a striker, he'll want to score, and he's got 45 minutes to do so. So let's hope he can, and give him a confidence and a boost for Sunday, because I'm sure he'll be in the starting lineup. With
those players that are due to come on, Martin Odegaard, I thought he was influential in the game on Sunday as well, when he got his 30 minutes. You'd expect him to get the full 45 now. Is that the normal progression when you're coming back from your holidays and your first games in? Yeah, it should be expected. Especially if Mikel's got planned to start him on Sunday. I think he needs to have a good 45 in the second half, and then be ready for Sunday. He's the captain, so I'm sure Mikel will want to start the Community Shield with Martin Odegaard on the field. You've been in this position before, pre-season friendlies. How much will it mean to the players now to go out and showcase what they want? We spoke about at the top of the show about getting those players. Oh, I think the players are actually coming out right now, so we are going to actually wrap things up. I could talk about Arsenal all day, but we've got a second half of football to watch. We can hand over to our commentary team of Ian Selly and Max Jones.
The Gunners, of course, made 2 alterations on the half-hour mark, and as you saw from firstly Martin Odegaard and then Christian Mosquera, there will be further changes, and one of them will be an Arsenal debut for Bruno Guimaraes. There he is, the newest man to set foot on a pitch in Arsenal red and white. The warrior, a man who has faced Arsenal in every season since 2021. Now gets an opportunity to turn those foes into friends. And that's a sprinkle of Brazilian samba to the Gunners midfield. We're also seeing David Ryan enter the fray following his World Cup win, as he shares an embrace on the halfway line with Cesc Fabregas. So too Martin Odegaard, one former Arsenal captain to the current one. Risa Balaga off, Ethan Waneri off, Martin Odegaard on. Gabriel also leaving the pitch at half-time. Christian Mosquera on in his place. And Max Dowman leaving the pitch. It is he who is replaced by Bruno Guimaraes. So interesting to see just how that affects Arsenal's formation, the personnel where they line up. It looks for now as though Guimaraes is going to move into that midfield alongside Odegaard and Lewis Skelly. Fabio Vieira is the man who has been sent over to the right-hand side to replace Max Dowman on that flank.
Yeah, obviously both teams making a lot of changes at half-time, which is normal. You sort of have an Odegaard in the team, and you're expecting a little bit more maybe in the second half. You've obviously got some first-team starters in there now. Hopefully they can definitely lift this crowd and give us some entertaining football second half.
A number of changes as well for the visitors. Luis Milla among them, having joined in the summer. He was the second highest assister in La Liga last season. So effective he was for Getafe. Will be him coming head-to-head, face-to-face. Incredibly physical, incredibly creative. Bruno Guimaraes. Here's another Brazilian, Gabriel Martinelli, who had strayed into an offside position.
Yeah, it was a decent ball into a good area there. Great first touch from Martinelli, but just straight offside.
So another 45 minutes under Gabriel's belt in pre-season. That takes him above 100 minutes that he's been able to play since returning from the World Cup. Mosquera now able to sweep up the second half. Well done by Gyökeres, finding Odegaard. Vieira whipping in the ball towards Guimaraes. It will still break here for an Arsenal player in Martinelli. Como are able to breathe a sigh of relief. Cool, calm and collected by Marley Salmon.
Yeah, superb work from him there. As you say, for a young lad, he's so calm on it. He's almost been in first gear all game, I think.
Ian Selly alongside me, who knows exactly what it takes to break through as a young player at Arsenal, but even in your wildest dreams, you'd be looking at 16 years old and going, that might even be too early.
Yeah, very young, but you know, like I say, he's composed. He looks like he's been doing this for years, and he's fitted in nicely.
Off goes Gyökeres. Great first touch, the second to try to buy some space, and unfortunately deflected away from goal. Easy enough to claim in the end for Boutet. Now wearing the captain's armband for Como 1907.
Yeah, I think just already you got Odegaard and the team of Gyökeres. There's a bit more energy in there, a little bit maybe forward thinking. So they're starting this second half well.
Seeing glimpses there of a Scandi link-up. The Norwegian finding the Swede. Boutet spotting Jan Cuomo in a very advanced role here. Marley Salmon again reading the danger. Finding Baturina. Salmon underneath that one. It's going to be Mosquera who sweeps up. Nice covering by the young Spaniards. Still only 22 years old himself, Christian Mosquera. Started just 7 Premier League games at centre-back last season. Quite easy to forget that, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we've got youngsters either side of him, you know. It's it'll be a big test for them in the second half, because Como have been okay going forward. They got a bit more direct by the looks of things second half. Be interesting to see how they mop that one up.
The older statesman of the Arsenal back line at just 22 years old. Here's Julian. Barely put a foot wrong in that first half. Odegaard goes to ground. Odegaard wins the free kick off Caroni.
Yeah, I think Julian's played well tonight. Never giving the ball away, hard working.
There is a commentator's worst nightmare happening on the other side of Mikel Arteta, in that Como have sent at least a dozen players out to warm up. Here it was, who was hoping to break through. That one ran a bit too far ahead of him, and again, Julian playing that one smartly through the middle. Odegaard looking for Gyökeres once more. Clever. Guimaraes. Skelly was making the run through the middle. Were it not for the deflection, it may well have found the youngster. Being given a bit more licence in this second half to get forward following Bruno Guimaraes' arrival.
Yeah, I think that'll suit him. You know, he's good with the ball. He likes to be direct. He'll get on. He'll shoot from any angle. I do sometimes think that might be a little new position for him there, just on those little pockets.
Mosquera. Salmon for Martinelli. Only Gyökeres inside the penalty area for Arsenal. Easily away by Luis Mia. Odegaard with the reverse ball, picked up by Hincapié. Here's the Arsenal captain again. This is really neatly worked. And Vieira denied by Boutte. Strong save down to his left.
Yeah, it's a decent save, but a great move. Hincapié here, it's a great pass into Odegaard, who opens himself up. The vision on that, just to slip in. Vieira, but a good save. Maybe he should have scored it, but it's a fantastic move. Odegaard, that's class.
That extra touch under pressure, just to be able to work the angle and pass that ball on. We saw Martin Odegaard return to his best at the World Cup. He was the driving force behind Norway's success. And there is no better sight than seeing him in full flow in Arsenal red and white. Vieira's corner. Mosquera's up there, and that one straight into the grateful hands of Jean Boutte. Jam, unable to find a way beyond Bruno Guimaraes, and get used to hearing that noise echoing around the stadium. Cries of Bruno from the Arsenal faithful. I think it's going to take him long to become a favourite in these parts.
Yeah, I think he's well liked already, put it that way.
Certainly one of the more popular figures on Tyneside during his spell at St James's Park. As we take another look at Mosquera's header. Here are the first few changes. Batarina making way for Maxence Hackeret. Really exciting youngster, full of promise. Came through the famed Lyon Academy. Smolicic, the right back, is going to be another one to come on, you expect, for Jan Couto. Indeed, it is the Brazilian leaving the pitch. Over on the far side, it is Alex Baye making way. And the Brazilian, Kaique, who's a one-time Brazil international on loan from Cruzeiro. And this, perhaps the most interesting of all the changes. Jesus Rodriguez, 20 years old. So often last season the key to unlocking defences. He is a really threatening dribbler. He will be replacing Hassan Zhao. Betis Academy graduates, Jesus Rodriguez. He joined Como last summer. Prior to that, though, he was working quite closely with Hector Bellerin. He was teaching him all about how to beat a fullback in training. It'll be an interesting test, that one, for Theo Julien, as this second half transpires. Salmon. Lewis Skelly through the lines, lovely flick by Guimaraes. De Vicas. Mascara behind that one from Boutte. Ryan, nothing more than a bystander since during the action 12 minutes ago at half-time. The wind is starting to pick up that bit more in North London. You do wonder whether Fabregas will encourage his side to go that bit more direct now that they have the out ball in the wide areas. Smolicic has stayed forward, but that ball lacking quality to find the right back. And Marley Salmon again with an excellent drop of the shoulder. A turn of pace, gets away from his man, buys the free kick.
Yeah, superb there from Salmon. I think half the supporters went with a dive as well, I think, with that, with the drop of the shoulder. It's a great first touch on the half turn, good feet. Just gets his body in there as well.
Nearly lost our cameraman too. Lovely little body feints. So Marsh Lewis Skelly stands over this one. The man who gave Arsenal the lead after 35 minutes. Goes short for Bruno Guimaraes. Better angle on the delivery. Was looking for Fabio Vieira. One all too overcooked by a man who set all sorts of records in the Premier League last season. Won more duels and fouls than any player in the last 5 years. Only Declan Rice and Bruno Fernandes covered more kilometres than him. He's also been creative as well. Open play chances, he's very near the top of the table for that one. Lewis Skelly able to get in behind, but was offside.
Yeah, good move there. Very, very tight, that one. Odegaard again with a little through pass. Every time he gets the ball, Odegaard, something's going to happen.
A whole host of changes in the offing. Starting with Piero Hincapié, replaced by Riccardo Calafiori. Like for like on the left-hand side. Of course, it was Riccardo Calafiori who got the scoring up and running last season. In the opening game at Old Trafford. For Gyökeres, his number is held up as well. Noni Madueke on in his place. The first sighting of him in pre-season following his travails with England. Kai Havertz also coming on, but first Mikel Merino. Another returning World Cup winner for Arsenal, who will be warmly received here. Bit of a cult hero in these parts. Christos Solis as well. very quickly establishing his name as a favourite among the Arsenal fan base. Arsenal Skelly also making way. Ben White due to come on. Not sure who for. Number 73 was held up. There is no 73 out there. It will be Theo Julian. He's had a good hour, hasn't he, on the pitch, the 18-year-old. And there you hear the cheers for Marino. So, an entirely new look front line for Arsenal. Solis on the left, Havertz through the middle, Madueke on the right. The first job for Ben White was to do some tracking back over on that far side, but the cross lacked any real quality. Madueke giving chase. And forcing the Arsenal corner.
Yeah, it's probably one of the first times that Arsenal got behind Como's back four there. But Madueke, loads of pace now down the right-hand side. Let's hope he can put in a decent delivery now.
Calafiori, White and Havertz. All hoping to make an instant impact here. Still we are locked at a goal apiece. Madueke with a deep delivery up towards Havertz. It was Salmon who was rising. Excuse the pun. Just couldn't keep that one down.
Yeah, a little bit flighty that cross there from Madueke. Just got a little bit underneath it. Very difficult for him to generate any power to hit the target on that one.
So he may well get the full 90 out there, Marley Salmon. I suppose would make sense if you look at who's likely to line up at the heart of Arsenal's defence against Manchester City at the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff on Sunday. Pairing off perhaps Mosquera and Gabriel. Plenty of other positions up for grabs though, as Calafiori looks to stamp his mark on this game. Solis. I expect will feel pretty hard done by if he's not already done enough to secure that starting position on the left side of Arsenal's attack. Goal and a couple of assists in pre-season already. Clipped in by Odegaard. Havertz making decent ground through the middle and unable to pick out Madueke, who does commit the foul. Kaki.
Yeah, I think Havertz done really well to keep that one in. Thought he was running out of play. Just maybe didn't quite have the support alongside him.
Marino applying the press this time. Slotting into the Arsenal midfield with authority. And assertiveness, demanding the ball from his teammates. Here's Calafiori. Solis' cross. Oh, Como playing themselves into trouble. just about able to get away from danger there. Solis bearing down on goal. Madueke. Odegaard touches in field. And the weight taken off the pass from Guimaraes. Here's Solis. Up against Smolicic for the first time, and unfortunately that one is straight into the hands of Jean Boutet. So direct though, isn't he, the Greek?
Yeah, it's a great option to have, you know, just getting in behind that fullback and hanging the ball up in a good area. Especially with the height that Arsenal have across the front line now.
Fit, confident and sharp is how Mikel Arteta described his summer signing. Just the 22 goals and 29 assists for him last season in the Belgian league. Here we go then, wish us luck. This one we know all about. Alvaro Morata, former Chelsea striker, he scored against Arsenal at Stamford Bridge back in 2018. 18 major titles to his name. On up front. So seeing Adrian Lardo, the 18-year-old highly rated Swede, entering the fray as well. And at the back there is another former Chelsea man, Trevor Chalobah. Only signed for Como 3 days ago. 3 days ago he was on the other side of London. Now he is making his debut for his new club, very close to his old home.
It's good to see he's got a nice reception.
Nicholas Kuhn, the final one of those changes coming on. In place of Mattia Liberali. Strong play over on that right-hand side by Wright. It's released Madueke, and Chalobah is in the way. His good friend and former teammates, they know each other well.
Yeah, it's good defending there from Chalobah. Just block the angle. Madueke not really have anywhere to go to get his shot away.
Another Arsenal corner against a much changed Como 1907 back line. Good tester for that new centre-back pairing. Madueke can swing this one in. Calafiori was waiting for it. Back across by Salmon. It's on by Mosquera, away by Smolicic, and there's Madueke! Beaten to safety by Jean Boutet. Not the most convincing of saves, there was so much power behind the shot.
Yeah, there was. It was a good corner as well, lots of whipping it, hit a good area. And like you say there, I think he's just gone for power, a little bit scrappy through the middle. It's bobbled out to him. I think that's a comfortable save, but that could have got a deflection on the way through, but he's hit the target.
So, take two. 20 minutes remaining here. Deep inward breath. And Madueke can deliver towards the near post this time. Came off a Como player last. It will be another Arsenal corner. So this time, Solis's turn. Now we know all about his set-piece delivery. Right-footed, in-swinging in front of the North Bank. Solis right on the head of the goalkeeper, and he got lucky not once but twice there, the Frenchman. That could have dropped anywhere.
That's an unbelievable delivery there. It sort of seemed to stand still. I don't know. I'm not too sure what the keeper's doing. It's very casual from him. It seems to have whipped and dropped. It's a very strange save from the goalkeeper there.
Almost as if in his head the whistle had already blown. It's on by Morata. There's Kun. And back by Marino, who saw something that we didn't.
Yeah, I think he was looking for a bit of an outside of the foot, but completely got that wrong.
I don't think you need me to tell you when it's Chalobah in possession. As the boos ring around the Emirates. I'm sure Morata will experience similar. Struggling to get into the game though, the Spaniards, since joining the action. Approaching the final 15 minutes here, and regardless of what the score is at full-time, there will be a penalty shootout so that both sides can practice ahead of the new season. It's actually really well played that by Trevor Chalobah under pressure from two Arsenal players. It is Rodriguez who runs into trouble, and Marino will do that all day long. Kaiki, falling foul. Madueke running straight at the Brazilian, and that is a hefty challenge, but a fair one.
Yeah, good defending again there. Madueke attacking at pace, trying to the baseline to get the ball back. It's good, strong defending. Ushing him out to play there.
One back by Wright. Space here for Havertz. We had flashes of Pires again against Bayer Leverkusen in the Champions League. Snatched at that one though, the German.
Yeah, it was a great opportunity that. Just miscued it. You'd be a little bit disappointed with that. But good to see Arsenal pressing nice and high again.
Just a reminder that after the full-time, there will be a penalty shootout. After the full-time, there will be a penalty shootout regardless of the result. Thank you.
So one final chance then this evening for Mikel Arteta to issue his instructions while the team takes some water on board. Cesc Fabregas does the same, at risk of being sprayed by those sprinklers, which are edging ever closer to the Spaniards. And here is how Arsenal were able to open the scoring 10 minutes before the interval. Bit of pressure. Lars Lewis Skelly able to get himself in front of the clearance. So 1-2 exchange with Martinelli. And then a confident and composed finish into the bottom corner. And then just shy of the break, it was Martin Batterina who was invited forward. A lovely bit of footwork before an unstoppable finish into the roof of Kepa's net, as they were able to cancel out Arsenal's earlier goal. And that just about catches you up with where we are heading into the final instalments of this last pre-season friendly ahead of the Community Shield. A first shot at silverware of the new season for Mikel Arteta, up against Manchester City and a new-look Manchester City under Enzo Maresca. The next phase of this rivalry between the two clubs.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting game. You know, Community Shield, it's always well contested. I'm sure both teams would love to get a result there.
Watched initially by Mosquera. Wright won't take any risks and will just slam that one to safety. Towards Rodriguez, who had gone slightly too early. You should be able to hear Cesc Fabregas on the touchline. He's been so vocal throughout this game, still desperately trying to refine and tweak ahead of Como's opening game of the Serie A season away to Udinese in northern Italy. Ahead of that one, though, they have a double header up in the northwest against Liverpool. First game behind closed doors before they play in front of a sold-out Anfield later that evening. Malik Salmon. Solis for Marino, and it was awkward but dealt with by Alberto Docena.
Yeah, it was a decent little darting run there from Marino, just getting in behind. He actually hit a decent area, but good defending there from Como, clearing the 6-yard box.
Once again, it's Solis over this corner. This one towards that far post, it's headed back across the face of goal, and that was sliced and could have gone anywhere. Christian Mosquera with the final touch.
Yeah, another fantastic delivery. Just got into the far post. I think Havertz has done really well there, put that back into the danger zone. Just couldn't quite get a red shirt on the end of it.
It's actually Marley Salmon right in front of the goal. Another change in the offing for Como. Will be Noel Turnquist, that substitute goalkeeper, wearing the bit of protective headgear popularised by Petr Cech. Sustained a head injury during his youth career, the Swede in goal. Collision between Morata and Calafiori leaves the Spanish striker on the ground. So here is that change. Goalkeeper for goalkeeper. .6'6". Noel Turnquist. Quite the obstacle. Guimaraes. Oh, invited the challenge from Alvaro Morata. Eager to have a bite back, but at the expense of a Como free kick. It's that level of aggression, isn't it, that's really going to win over these Arsenal fans in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I think having that as a holding midfield player, a little bit of steel in there, will definitely help.
We are at the stage now where there are so many midfield options for Arsenal. It's quite interesting to see how Mikel Arteta will choose to line up from game to game. Of course, this evening we've not even seen Declan Rice. Such is the strength in depth as David Raya is forced to come a long way from his goal to nip in ahead of Jesus Rodriguez.
Yeah, I think maybe on that one, Declan Rice coming in, maybe Mourinho's the one that steps out. He's got a few decisions to make.
To have, even if your first choice trio, well, the ones we mentioned, still plenty in reserve. Here is Rodriguez. And White's allowing him to step in field, but that one straight at David Wright. He's quite happy he was invited to bear down on goal that bit more.
Yeah, there's a good bit of interplay there, sort of central area, working through Arsenal's midfield. Just couldn't quite get that strike out and get the power on it to hit the target.
Thinking Rice, Odegaard, Guimaraes in midfield as, I suppose on paper, what many would say is their first choice. Havertz gives chase here, he is offside. You still have Eze, you still have Marino, you still have Lewis Skelly. It is an embarrassment of riches.
Well, having that quality in the team sometimes gives you, the manager, lots of headaches, but they're good headaches, you know. You can go different ways with 2 10s. There's a lot of different options that he has at his disposal, put it that way.
Flicked on by Morata. Solis recovers. Very hard-working and diligent in his defending, Christos Solis, the perfect replacement in many ways for Leandro Trossard. Never once shirked a defensive responsibility. Odegaard for Madueke. Fiore. Marino. Havertz unable to stretch to get in behind. It was a clever bit of movement by the German.
Yeah, almost a perfect pass there from Mourinho. Spotted Havertz's run, just slightly overweighted.
That's nicely worked through the midfield is Luis Mia. And now with Capre. Chalobah. Rodriguez. One more change then. This will be a standing ovation for Marley Salmon. He gets a handshake of approval from Alvaro Morata as well as he leaves the pitch. A classy touch by the seasoned pro to the next big thing in Arsenal's defence. Speaking of which, another talented youngster coming on, Josh Ogunaki.
Yeah, I think Marley Salmon's had a superb game, composed, very, very good defender, but can also play.
Josh Ogunaki, who made 40 appearances for the academy sides last season. As it goes to the left-hand side, here is Rodriguez. Oh, and he's managed to work a yard of space, and Wright did just enough to keep that one out.
Yeah, for a second there, I thought that hit the back of the net. But Vieira giving the ball away in a dangerous area there, but Ben White maybe caught out a little bit and get close enough to him, but a good save there for Raya.
Said just how one-track-minded he is. Jesus Rodriguez puts fear into the fullbacks in the Italian league. And there he had Ben White backpedaling. Mia's corner. Back in by Kakren. Chalobah couldn't climb high enough. Josh Ogunaki, 18 years old, closed down by Morata. He's lost possession in a dangerous position. And he is grateful to Bruno Guimaraes.
Yeah, he just got caught with the ball there, but his teammates sorted him out.
Takes at this level is that minor lapse in concentration, which is what Como have done here to allow Havertz through. The finish was good, but the run was not. He was flagged offside over on that far side.
Well, Havertz has made some good runs tonight, got himself in. Just a couple of times just straight offside, but I think those clever little diving runs just behind centre halves. He's almost got it a couple of times.
David Harrison, the official over on the far side of the pitch, perfectly aligned there to see that he'd gone too early, but that will be it for this 90 minutes at Emirates Stadium, where we've seen a number of different players get a run out, including the newest Arsenal player, Bruno Guimaraes, who has already endeared himself to the Arsenal fans. It's all smiles for Mikel Arteta and Cesc Fabregas as well, whose sides competed in a pretty decent intensity in this second half, but both goals coming in the first. Miles Lewis Skelly to give the Gunners the lead after 35 minutes before Martin Baturina rifled in from the left-hand side. Ian Selly still alongside me as we prepare for this penalty shootout between both teams. Luis Mia stepping up to take this penalty. He comes from footballing heritage. His father played for both Real Madrid and Barcelona. Now the 31-year-old has an opportunity to set the standard for the visiting Italian side. Mia up against David Raya, and he just about squeezed it past his compatriots. Raya got a glove to it, but there was too much power behind the shots.
Yeah, that's a decent penalty, that. Lots of power. Raya getting a touch on it. He's done well to get a touch on it. He's wrapped into that corner. But that's a good penalty, that one.
And so, the Arsenal captain, Martin Odegaard, hoping to lead by example here. To keep Arsenal on level terms in this penalty shootout. Odegaard against Turnquist. Scores.
Yeah, I think you expect nothing less when Odegaard steps up. Again, calm, clean strike. All looks very, very easy for him.
Next one up is Maxence Cacré. He joined the club in January 2025, but is already a trusted lieutenant. Cesc Fabregas for his composure, for his intelligence and calming presence in the midfield. Can he hold his nerve here? Cacré sends Raya the wrong way. Como back in front.
Yeah, decent penalty, that one. Didn't quite catch it the cleanest, I don't think, but Raya going the wrong way.
Kai Havertz up next for the Gunners. Been deployed as a midfielder for much of this pre-season. Chance for him to get his shooting boots on here. Havertz gets us back on level terms.
Yeah, another confident penalty. Knew exactly what he was going to do. Lots and lots of power.
Smolicic, the right back, stepping up to take this next penalty for Como 1907. Question is, who blinks first in this shootout? It was Dortmund on Sunday. Raya trying his best with the mind games as he very slowly makes his way back to his line. Smolicic for Como, saved by Raya. Springing to his left-hand side, and Arsenal are handed the advantage by their keeper.
Yeah, it's a good save. It's quite a comfortable save as well. I think he's opened himself up there when he took that penalty a bit too much. Showed Raya where he was going to go. But these third and fourth penalties are the real important ones. You get one save and all of a sudden it gives you a huge mental advantage.
And this is not a man who lacks confidence. Bruno Guimaraes to give Arsenal the lead for the first time in this shootout. Never in doubt.
Yeah, another calm penalty there. The little staggered run up. The quick feet steps. Lets the keeper go first. Sticks it in the opposite side. Good penalty. That'll give him a lot of confidence, that as well.
Jesus Rodriguez up next. The man who really enjoying driving directly at Ben White for the last 15 minutes or so here at Emirates Stadium. Gave Arsenal a bit of a scare late on. Needs to score here against Raya, and does.
Yeah, another well-taken penalty, that. Yeah, with some of these wingers, they sometimes, like the little dink, try and complicate a little bit, but a good penalty, stuck it in the corner.
From one winger to another, Noni Madueke. Our first glimpse of him since his American summer with England. This one to continue the 100% record for Arsenal in this penalty shootout. It's Madueke, and it's hit the post. The stuttered run up sent the keeper the wrong way.
Yeah, he did, yeah. A lot of players are doing that stutter run up, and it's great when it goes in, but if you miss, you're in a bit of trouble. But honours even again.
Back to 3-3 then, one miss apiece. Smolicic for Como, Madueke for Arsenal. The most experienced man in the Como lineup, Alvaro Morata, to put them ahead. It's saved by Wright again. For the second time this shootout, he guesses the right way and gets a glove to it.
Yeah, it's a good save. It's not the strongest penalty. I think if any keeper goes the right way, he's going to definitely get across and get a hand on it. I think he'd be a little bit disappointed with that one.
And what a nice moment this will be for Christos Solis. On just his second appearance for the Gunners at Emirates Stadium, a chance to win the shootout. Solis for Arsenal, rifled in, and the Gunners are victorious on penalties. It was a hard-fought 90 minutes. They were put through their paces by Cesc Fabregas's Como. But he has absolutely lashed that in beyond all doubt.
Yeah, superb penalty to finish it off. Loads of power in the top corner. The keeper's never stopping that one.
A crowning moment there for Christos Solis to give him a little taste of what life may be like for him next season if he is able to continue his red-hot form into the new campaign. Arsenal, well, they were made to battle here. And their next game will be against what is turning into the old enemy in Manchester City, but a new-look Manchester City side at the Millennium Stadium in the Community Shield, led out by Enzo Maresca. Arsenal have done enough here to come out victorious on penalties, because after full-time, it was Arsenal 1, Como 1, and the Gunners win by 4-3 on penalties.
Yes, it is finished here at the Emirates. Arsenal 1, Como 1907-1, with Arsenal winning 4-3 on penalties. Jez, it's great to see so many Arsenal fans still here late on a midweek game, and they've just witnessed another penalty shootout victory.
Yeah, unfortunately we didn't win the game, but yeah, good penalty shootout again, good save from Raya. But yeah, no, second half it was, I think, a very good performance, created a lot of chances, and probably on another day should have won the game.
Although it was a 1-1 draw, there are still quite a few positives to take from the game. I want to highlight Marley Salmon, who had a full 90 and didn't look out of place one bit, did he?
Yeah, no, he's been fantastic as a young lad, 16 years old, playing first team football against a very good opposition. He's had a great game, but second half we've seen so many rotation and so many changes. It was a bit of a stop-start second half for quite a while, and then, you know, we did create the chances at the end. Havertz got that goal disallowed for offside, but yeah, we were the better team in the second half and should have won the game, I think.
Like any good striker, he still put it in the back of the net, didn't he?
A good finish, yeah, very good finish. Yeah, listen, it's one of those, it's a draw. It's a good performance. I think we were much better today than we were on Sunday. So it's good for Sunday, I think.
Yeah, you mentioned that the rhythm of the game can change with so many substitutions. It's difficult, isn't it, at times?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I think, you know, as a player, when you're.
I think we've got a World Cup winner joining us now. Mikel Merino, congratulations. First of all, congratulations on winning the World Cup. How has it been settling back into life as an Arsenal player?
Yeah, very good, very happy to be back here. Short summer for me, but obviously for good reasons. I'm buzzing to be back. Everyone has welcomed us in the best way possible, congratulating us, so it's good to be home.
How did you manage to have a break but still carry on training to be back so quickly?
Yeah, well, physically I feel great. I feel good. Obviously, the injury was not the best of news, but gave me some time to rest. So I had my rest back then. Mentally, I'm still focused. You don't have time to switch on, to switch off really. So just carry on with the momentum. It's a positive one within the World Cup. So try to bring the positivity to the team and keep winning.
How good was it to walk back out on the Emirates Stadium in front of a big crowd today? That noise, it must have been electrifying to be back out on that pitch.
Yeah, I mean, it's unreal to come here in a friendly game to see so many fans supporting us. Is honestly the best crowd we can hope for, and really hoping to give them more, happiness first in the next game.
And what did you make of the game overall? Obviously a 1-1 draw, but when you were watching from the sidelines, what did you make of it all?
Yeah, I think we dominated. I think the team showed what he's capable of. Doesn't matter who played, everyone was in a good level. Honestly, I think we deserved to win. We had massive chances to score, and we take the positives onto the next game. Hopefully, we can dominate every game like we did today.
Yeah, that next game is the Community Shield against Manchester City. How much are you looking forward to that game and playing in another final?
Yes, another final. Obviously, we want to win. We want to give the fans a big happiness, but especially for us, we want to compete. Wearing this shirt and this badge means a lot, and that's giving everything and playing every game to our best capacities.
Mikel, we wish you all the very best. Thank you for taking the time out and coming and speaking to us as well. All the best. There you go, ladies and gentlemen, Mikel Merino. A very lively crowd looking at us here. Shout out to Mikel Merino. I must just add, for a player that's just played some minutes, he smelt wonderful. What is it with footballers? He smelt absolutely glorious, but how big of an impact is he going to have on this Arsenal squad moving forward?
Massive, and as you just said, the momentum of winning the World Cup, I think, gives you the biggest boost you can imagine, and he wants to come back, he wants to play, he wants to perform, and you saw as soon as he came on the pitch, the fans just gave him a standing ovation, which he deserved, and I think he played, he played his part at the end, done a good 20 minutes, half an hour he had today, so. Would he be starting on Sunday or not? I'm not sure, but at least he's fit, he's ready to go, and he didn't need any time between recovering from the World Cup, having holidays, and then getting a pre-season. He's straight back in, which is great to see.
Yeah, he said he cut his holidays and that all short, and we saw a few other players that returned early. Just goes to show the commitment the players have to sort of echo what we did last season and repeat it this season.
Yeah, of course, and I think when you listen to what he said, he's like, I've had my break when I was injured, which, what a mentality that is. That just tells you that he's not about having break, he's about playing, he's about hungry to win trophies and be on that pitch. So, in his mind, yeah, I've had my break when I was injured. Now, yeah, I've had the World Cup and I've had to, not have much holidays, but you know what, I'm ready to go. I want to play, I want to perform, I don't want to miss any game. And that's the mentality you want, that's the player you want. You want hungry to win more trophy, to just be there all the time and perform and be on that pitch.
I think I proved why I'm not a Premier League manager, because at half-time we said, I think Kepa might actually play the full 90, but with the game ahead on the Sunday, half-time, Wright comes on, another one, a World Cup winner. How difficult would it have been for him to come back into a game, because he didn't play at the World Cup, to come straight into tonight's game and then go and produce 2 penalty saves?
Yeah, I think, like I said earlier on, I think goalkeeper is a different job. You just train individually. You don't really have to play a game to get a rhythm. I think it's one of those positions you cannot play for a few weeks and still come in and do a great job. And he did in the second half and in the penalty shootout,
Another player that's had a great pre-season, I'd say, Christos Zolis has come in for that left-hand side. He's looked electric. I think Mikel Arteta said it in a press conference. He looks confident, he looks strong. He's had a really good pre-season.
Yes, yeah, and even when he came on today, he just looked sharp. He's taking player on. He's like, he wants to go forward. He wants to deliver. He wants to have an impact going forward, attacking, which is what we want. As a forward, you want to see players take the ball forward straight away, take players on 1v1, try to deliver good ball, and that's what he's done all pre-season and tonight again.
Yeah, and how much can we take from the penalty shootouts? It's different pressure, isn't it, when you're playing in front of 60,000 home fans? There's nothing really on the line, but I suppose it could happen on Sunday, and it does help with practice a little bit.
Yeah, it does, of course. Listen, it's better to do it tonight in front of a crowd than practicing at training in front of nobody. So you know, it's not quite the pressure you would have in a big game, but it's as close as you're going to get. So I know Mikel loves to do those penalty shootout when we're here, and we can afford to do so. Yeah, why not? You know, it's a good little plus at the end of the game. Try to make the player be in that situation without obviously that extreme pressure, but I think it's a good practice.
Looking ahead to Sunday's game in the Community Shield against Manchester City, there was a few comments on social media when they were chatting to Gyökeres about this game being a friendly. It's not. It's a final, isn't it? And the boys will be taking this very seriously.
Of course, it's never been a friendly. It'll never be a friendly. And
no such thing as a friendly in football.
Know, and then when you play, you know, one of the rival as well, which will be again this season, no doubt. So, yeah, there's no friendlies. You wanna, you know, show we're ready. Here's the first game. You straight away on it, go and put pressure, intensity, all that stuff. We've got to see Sunday from the start, because don't want to start sloppy, have a, you know, poor performance, not winning, and then you've got the Premier League, you know, with Coventry coming here. You just want to look like you're ready and look sharp and ready to go.
Yeah, you want to get that one over your rivals, don't you? And then you want to carry that momentum into what is the start of the Premier League and what we hope will be another exciting season at Arsenal.
Yeah, of course. And, you know, it's a draw tonight. We've come out of 2 losses, so you want that momentum back, you want that win, so you want a positive result on Sunday, taking it on to Coventry, and then get the ball rolling, and then start properly with everybody fit and the whole squad ready to go.
Well, Jez, it has been an absolute pleasure to have my Arsenal debut here alongside you. It's been absolutely fantastic. Big thank you to you, all the Arsenal fans around the world watching live from M5. The next game, Manchester City in the Community Shield. We'll see you all very soon.
Thank